This is absolutely perfect for the San Jose Sharks as one of their prospects scores his first NHL goal. Plus, head coach Ryan Warsofsky speaks out on the 6-1 loss last night. We got a lot of great quotes coming up on this episode of Sharks Digest. But before we get into it, we gotta say that 59% of you guys watching this video right now aren't subscribed to the channel. If you want to stay up on the latest Sharks news, rumors, everything heading into a busy offseason, make sure down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, we're gonna jump right into this. And before we talk about the young prospect scoring his first goal and Ryan Warsofsky surprising comments about the team, we gotta talk about a little bit of a bromance, I guess you could say, between Ferraro and Shakir Mukhamadullin, and he talked about how Shakir has played so far in his NHL career with the Sharks. And, I mean, he's had a lot of games towards this second half of the season. He's got 28 on the season right now. And Ferraro says he's playing well. You can see his confidence with the puck growing. He's making plays. He can move for a big man. He's moving real well. And all these quotes are from San Jose Hockey Now. The full article, if you want to see everything, will be down below in the description. Make sure to go check that out. And as we keep going here, Ferraro also said he's playing against top lines, and that's hard to do as a young player, especially on his offside. He's got a challenge, and being on that side and is making it work. He's being challenged, and he's adapting his game to something that he's not comfortable with, which is great for such a young talent. He also says you've been seeing what's developing up the ice before you get the puck, and that's great as well to hear from Ferraro. I mean, Ferraro, a guy who has been doing this for quite a while, so him seeing this shades of this in a younger player is great, because he and Shakir both kind of have the same style of game, and right now he's up on the top line with Mukhamadullin, and Mukhamadullin has looked good in that top pairing so far since he's been moved up there. And like they say, he's always ready to make a play. And just hearing these great things from a teammate and from a leader in this locker room, that you're playing good and you're excelling expectations, is always great to hear. He's saying here that he's playing better than what we ever anticipated. I mean, when he got called up, none of us could have ever thought that he would be a top pairing defenseman here, but he has been, and by a good accord here, because he has been playing well. His game has developed well, and he's adapting to a new situation great, and it is just good to see this. And so far this season on the year, he has like 45 blocks, and I think he's like 18 hits or something, and he's looked good. I mean, he has 8 points as well in 28 games, so obviously this guy isn't an offensive defenseman, but he's a guy who will block the shots, and he will make those takeaways on forwards entering the zones, and going up against top offenses, like Mario Ferraro said, isn't an easy deal in the NHL, and it seems like Mukhamadullin is adapting to this very well, and I think it speaks volumes for the type of player he's going to be, and definitely a guy to keep an eye on here for the Sharks' future, because if he can continue to grow and grow each season, this guy could potentially become one of the best defensive defensemen in the entire league if his development keeps going as fast as it is right now. And I love this. I'm a big fan of those style of defensemen, the guys who are just going to put it on the line for your team, and this is what we got here in Mukhamadullin, and the future is bright for this guy. But moving on, we got a quote from Ryan Warsofsky after that game last night. Brutal 6-1 loss, and this is what we see from Sheng Peng on Twitter. Also, a great Sharks follow. If you want to keep up to date on the latest news, go follow Sheng Peng, because he will keep you updated. And he says here, Warsofsky is not pleased at all by his team's effort tonight, saying, "I would say our young players had young games tonight." And that is a very interesting quote, because basically saying here, our young players played young tonight. They looked inexperienced. They didn't play as physical of a game that they were used to. They had young games, and I think with a team like the San Jose Sharks, these games are going to happen, especially against a New York Rangers team who are battling for a wildcard spot, and they want to win every game here down the stretch. And hearing from the coach, maybe this is just kind of giving a little bit of a fire under the bums of the Sharks here, saying, hey guys, you played, you know, what we were not used to playing last night. I mean, we go out and beat the Leafs in a shootout, and then we lose 6-1 that bad to the Rangers, who are arguably a worse team. So I think, like you said, it did look like they played young last night, and looked a little bit off. I mean, it looked a little bit, not, I wouldn't say they looked inexperienced, but they're just, a vibe just didn't match up with the Rangers, and you know that, and those are gonna, and the things are gonna happen like that. I mean, when you have such a young team that's growing and developing, you are going to have bumps in the road, and that's what we had last night with New York. So what can they do from this is they can learn from this, they can move forward, and just try not to play a game like that again. And it's good to have bad games. I mean, you hate to see your team lose, but it's good to have these bad games, because then you can work the kinks out and see what you did wrong, see what you need to improve on, and I think that's what Warsofsky is basically saying here in this comment. But there was something good to come out of last night's game, as Cam Lund scores his first NHL goal in just his second NHL game after signing him from the NCAA. Cam Lund goes out, scores the only goal for the San Jose Sharks last night, and that was a beauty as well. I mean, great shot on the kid. What we've seen from scouting reports before he even entered the league was that he has an NHL-ready shot. We seen that last night, beating Jonathan Quick on a great shot, kind of bobbling puck from Graff that kind of just slid to his stick, but he puts it in just under his armpit. Great goal from Cam Lund. Didn't look too excited because, I mean, it was 6-0 at that point, but it's definitely one he's going to remember. And if any of you guys were watching the game or seen the clip, you know Cam Lund's mom was loving that goal last night, so shout out to her. I mean, probably one of the only, I mean, there was a big pop for him scoring his NHL goal, I gotta say that, which was great to see. And obviously great to see such a young player so early in his NHL career get the first one off his back, and it's just great to see that. And we did get a quote from Ryan Warsofsky, again from San Jose Hockey Now, talking about Lund's second game last night. He said he did some good things, obviously a smart player. It's going to come down to the pace of the game. He's got to stay with the pace, and obviously coming from the NCAA, it is a completely different pace of a game. NHL is much faster, the action is much harder, there's a lot of hits, it's big physicality, especially more than an NCAA. Not taking anything away from college hockey, because that is very exciting as well, but I think that it comes with time here. Like I said earlier, like, it's growing pains of a young team, and implementing a guy into this lineup late in the season. He's just trying to get his footing, and he looked like he got it last night. I mean, he was noticeable on the ice last night, especially scoring that goal. I think it's great, and I think for the rest of the season, this is definitely a guy to keep our eyes on here, because he is going to be a good player for us. And I think just seeing him score so early on just shows shades of how much he wants this and how much he wants to be with this team next year. So if he can keep going here down the stretch, he'll definitely be fun to watch. And I liked his game. I think he has a great shot, and it's definitely a great piece to have for the San Jose Sharks. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comments section, because we got some thoughts on our Marner video we did a couple days ago. JJ said, don't forget the cap is increasing as well, which would help the Sharks in signing Marner, because, you know, obviously they're young guys like Celebrini, Will Smith, Eklund are all going to want big contracts in a few years' time, but with the cap getting bigger and bigger, they will be able to afford all of these guys if they really wanted to. But I appreciate the comment there. Just wanted to showcase one of your guys' comments in this video, but like I said, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on Cam Lund's first NHL goal last night. What do you think? Do you think he's living up to the hype? And what do you think about Warsofsky kind of calling out the team, saying they played a young game? Love to hear your guys' thoughts on everything I talked about down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be here every day bringing you the latest Sharks news. You're not going to miss out on that. But as always, I've been your host, KC. We'll catch you in the next one.